Hey guys, so today I thought I would go through my tattoos and piercings with you. I've had loads of requests to do this and I quite often talk about my tattoos and piercings, so why not just do a video on it? So I'm going to start with piercings and then go on to tattoos because it just seems like the easiest way to do it. These are in no order because I can't remember when I got piercings really. It's not really something I think about and I don't really have kind of a favourites order, so I'm just going to do it as I go. So this is what I call my piercing ear, which I don't actually call it that, but that's the easiest way to explain it. I have my stretcher, which is 8mm. I started stretching my ear when I was like 15, 16. Me and my friends just decided to do it. My friends went a lot bigger, but I was like, no, I want my ear to shrink back. So yeah, I stopped there and I still love it. I wear this like little pink thing, like tunnel, just for work really, because I'm not allowed anything in it and it's just easier than leaving it because then it hurts to put it back in. So yeah, I've got my seconds done. I have no idea when I got these, not a clue. I also have my thirds, which Dave did, but this one has healed because I don't really wear earrings that much, so that's why that's gone. I can't even re-pierce it. So I also have my cartilage done, which I've had for years. I think this was my first kind of piercing that wasn't a lobe piercing, so that's pretty cool. I've got my tragus done, which is this bit here. I can't remember when I got it done. I remember my sister nearly passing out while the guy had the like needle through my ear and was holding it and trying to reach for something. My sister started passing out and pulling me down and I was like, if you faint, this is just gonna rip like my tragus off, so please don't. I also have my rook done, which is this bit here. I will put a closer picture or video after I've explained them, so obviously if you want to have a look closer, just wait a bit and they'll be there. I got my rook done in Stroud, which is where my dad lives. We just went into town, me and my friend, and I was like, I've got spare money, what shall I do? Got a piercing, because I did. So moving on to this ear, I only have 3 done. Well, I have those 2 and then a random one a bit further up. And yeah, I got my first done the same time as I got this first done before I stretched it when I was like, what, 11, and they pierced one and I screamed. I was like, no, you can't do it. I don't want the other one done. And they just did it anyway because my mum was like, you're not walking around with one earring. So yeah, my seconds, again, no idea. My third is Dave's doing again. I'm the type of person that will go, yeah, I want it, and then be like, no, don't do it. Oh yeah, do it, no. So I'm like, whenever he pierces me, I'm just like, just do it. Don't listen to me saying no, just attack, because I'll just back out and I'll be like, oh, you should have just done it. So next is my nose. I have kind of a horror story which I tell about my nose. I had this side done for about 2 years and I had a stud, and then for a fancy dress party I wanted to be Kesha, so I wanted a ring. I bought like a really crappy one from Claire's Accessories. It was like really thin and pretty useless and it wouldn't go in. So I put a stud back in it, which fell out and my nose healed. Went back to the piercer, got it kind of, they just kind of shoved one through and said you need to tighten it, which I couldn't do because I'm really weak. So I went back the next day and I was like, can you tighten it? So he tightened it. Next morning it was gone. I was like, it's fallen out. It'd been sucked into my nose. I went to A&E, got rushed into emergency surgery and had to have my face cut open, which isn't fun, but I loved it, so I got the other side done. But I wear a ring now. So many people like that I've worked for have been like, you need to take it out, and I'm like, nope. At my last job I wore a plaster on it because I was like, there is no way I'm putting a stud in it because I'm not going through that again. But yeah, it's probably my favourite piercing. I love my nose. Next is my smiley, which is in my mouth. It's like really awkward to get out. It's just there. I can't remember why I got that done. I just wanted it. And I kind of like piercings that are hidden. That's why like my ears are done and they're covered most of the time. And then my nose, obviously you can see, and then I've got my smiley and my tongue webbing, which is just underneath my tongue. So most of my piercings are hidden, which is the same kind of story with my tattoos, so that I don't kind of have a problem with them. But yeah, so the last one is my tongue webbing, which is like under there. I don't know if you can see it. Obviously I will put up a closer kind of thing so you can see it in a minute. But yeah, they are my piercings, and this is a close-up. So now moving on to tattoos. Technically I have 4 tattoos, but they are quite big ones and they join up. So I have kind of 2, which doesn't really make sense. But yeah, my first tattoo was when I was 17 because I'm naughty, and I have from my ribs to my hips. It's cherry blossom and there's a swallow, and you will soon realise that I love swallows. And yeah, it says all good things are wild and free, and I just love it. I still love it. It's just beautiful. All of my tattoos have great meaning to me, and I'm not really going to get into any of them, but I really like them, and that's all that really matters because they're on my body. So my next tattoo was just before my 18th birthday, about a month before, and it is my thigh. Now, I made one very huge mistake with this tattoo. I went to a guy's house and he did it. It's like a huge thigh piece which cost me £45, which, if you know about tattoos, is nothing. My side cost me 120, so that kind of explains it. I do love it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's really nicely done, but there are a few little bits. Like, the main thing for me is there is a line that's wonky and it annoys the hell out of me. But when I got it done, I got a lot of hate for it, which wasn't really fair because it's my body. It was a mistake, but a lot of it is really well done. And it's got like my family's names on, it's got my lucky number. There is a Hello Kitty, which a lot of people again gave me a lot of hate for, but I was obsessed with it. And yes, I'm going to get older and regret it, and yes, now I'm not obsessed with Hello Kitty, but it's a part of my life that I love to remember, and that's kind of what matters to me, because I can look at each of my tattoos and think, this is what happened and this is why I got it, and that's all that really matters to me. So as I said, I'm not really going to go into detail about why I got each thing, but obviously there's a picture coming your way in a second and you can see everything that's on there. On my leg tattoo, I have the quote, "Never let the fear of losing stop you from playing the game," which is a kind of English take on the saying, "Never let the fear of losing stop you from striking out," which is obviously the American version, which I love, but I don't like the striking out bit, so I kind of changed it. And again, as always, I got a lot of hate for that, but people will be people, so oh well. The next tattoo I got was my ribs on this side, and it says, "If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything," which is an Enter Shikari lyric, and I did change it slightly. I just changed it from "you will" to "you'll" because it looked better. I just thought it fit nicer, and I was gonna get a gun with it, but I decided against it. It was like, they designed it, it was beautiful, but then I was kind of like, I don't really want a gun tattooed on me because I didn't want to send out the wrong message, but it was really nicely done, but I just decided against it. Obviously, a lot of people will be like, you got lyrics tattooed on you? But it's not just that. It's a really nice saying, a really true saying, and I just love it. And yes, I love Enshikari and have for a lot of years, probably about 5 years now, but obviously I'm going to grow out of them and they're not going to be a band anymore probably, like most bands, but the lyrics will still mean things to me, if that makes any sense. My most recent tattoo is more swallows. I don't even know how many I have on me, but it's swallows going up from the Enshikari lyrics here up until like just the back of my shoulder. And yeah, I absolutely love it. It was just something I really loved, and again, yes, Demi Lovato has swallows on her, but you can see that I already have a few swallows on me and it's something I love, and I just loved the plainness of it rather than like my other ones are all coloured in, and I just wanted something plain but something that meant a lot to me. Demi Lovato has been a huge influence in my life, and you can think what you want but you never really understand how someone else feels, and she kind of taught me a lot of things about myself, so I'm not going to go into that, but yeah, that's kind of why I got them, and it's kind of about me just being me. So that's all of my tattoos. A lot of people obviously say tattoos hurt, like yes they hurt, but I have a really low pain threshold, but I think the thing I do is work myself up so much that it doesn't hurt as much as I expected, which is a lot better. My first tattoo, he actually refused to do all at once. I had the outline done and then 2 weeks later I had the colouring in because he wouldn't do it all at once. He was like, not for your first tattoo, no way. But it's really uncomfortable. It's like, it's a vibrating, so imagine like a sticky out bone like your wrist or something and putting like your phone on vibrate or something on there. That's what it feels like. It's not particularly painful, it's just uncomfortable. And another thing I would suggest is don't use numbing cream. For my thigh, I thought numbing cream is meant to be amazing. No, it wears off quite quickly. If you have a very small tattoo, then maybe it'd work, but obviously I didn't. And it worked on bits, so like he'd be doing it and I'd feel nothing, and then suddenly it hurt, which was a hell of a lot worse for me. I'd rather it just all be the same, but obviously personal preference, it's up to you. One thing I find really cool about my tattoos, which you probably won't find very cool, but I have had every single one in a different place. My first one was in Penkridge, my second one was in Brownhills, which is near Cannock, my third one was in Newport, and my fourth one was in Stafford, where I live. And yeah, it's just like, I love them all, and the people that did them are amazing, but it's kind of like a map on my body of different places and different places that meant a lot to me. And yeah, I just find that really cool. I don't know if anyone else will, but it's just something that I really like. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my tattoos and piercings, and please leave comments and stuff if you feel the need to. I'll leave all my Twitter, everything as always down below. And yeah, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye. I did change it slightly, as I always do. Rue, what are you doing? It's my last one.